Did you help mommy pick out some stuff? What did we get? We got some black beans. We got some eggs, bacon, veggies. Hello, I'm Serein if you're new, and I am a certified nutritionist through Precision Nutrition as well as a certified health coach. Along with my husband, a personal trainer certified through NASM, we started this channel called Ledford. We've rebranded it recently to call it the Art of Care, and the reason for that is I have courses about nutrition that is under the Art of Care. I also have a food and nutrition blog called the Art of Care, and I'm all about helping you heal your relationship with food, build a solid understanding about your relationship with food so that it's nice and healthy, and helping you understand how food is used in your body so that you can make knowledgeable and empowered choices for your healthcare needs and goals. Today, I thought I would share with you some items that I saw at my local 99-cent only store that I felt could make a pretty decent meal for the week. I recently asked you guys over on my personal Instagram what your weekly budget was for groceries. It ranged from anywhere between a family of 2 to 4, and then the budget was anywhere between $75 a week to $150 a week. I'm gonna do more meal prepping and planning and grocery shopping based on those budgets that I've been given to help you really understand how to build a meal plan in a lazy manner, because I'm a lazy cook in the kitchen and I'm a lazy meal planner, and give you the tools to eat more healthfully, nutrient-wise, and be able to feed your family this way on your budget. Today, let's start with the 99-cent only store. I'm going to show you some of the items I found this week and also show you how I'm going to pair the items together to make some food. Some things that I did not purchase because I didn't feel like I needed it. There was a lot of blackberries, strawberries, and bananas that were fresh. The bananas were not quite ripe, so I didn't purchase them for this video, but you can do a lot with bananas. The berries are great if you have some yogurt. I didn't see any yogurt at the store. I was also looking for coconut milk, full fat, or heavy whipping cream, because you can make your own whipped cream, or you can make your own coconut cream with very little to no sugar and pair it with the fresh berries. So if I was doing multiple stores, that would be something I would purchase. I always check the fresh food aisle, and then I go into the frozen food aisles, because fresh fruit can always be a little more expensive than the frozen, and frozen doesn't mean it's not as good. It's just been flash frozen. It's really affordable. Even if you're going to a place like Whole Foods or Kroger's, definitely always check the frozen food aisles for frozen veggies and fruit. Veggies. I think vegetables are such a staple, especially when you're feeding yourself and your family on a budget. Vegetables have lots of antioxidants, nutrients, and minerals that we need, and they're also very filling. They're full of fiber. I look for higher fiber vegetables for it to be more satiating and to pair better, especially if you're going to be eating more carbohydrates. I found these broccoli cutlets, and I always check the ingredients. Look out for seed oils. While seed oils are really hard to avoid 100%, I do avoid them whenever possible. And we're talking grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, palm leaf oil, soybean oil, canola oil, vegetable mix oil. Those are the things that I always keep an eye out for and avoid whenever possible. Ingredients: broccoli cutlets, that's it. Next up, we have some mixed vegetables, a delicious medley of carrots, green beans, and sweet corn. Of course, I'm always going to check the ingredients: carrots, peas, and corn, nothing else. Why I love frozen vegetables. Now, this was more of a treat because Lillian saw it and grabbed it. It's not something I necessarily would always buy for her, but it's not horrible either. These are the vegetable spring rolls. They also had vegetable pot stickers. This is going to be a little bit higher in a simple carbohydrate. When I say simple carbohydrates, I mean things that don't have fiber and protein. There's nothing wrong with that. You just want to make sure you limit that, or you pair it with foods that are higher in protein and higher in fiber and fat. So now the issue with this one is that it does have vegetable oil, but again, it's not horrible if you have it in a couple items here and there. The filling is going to be cabbage, carrots, green beans, mung bean water, mushroom, salt, spices, scallions, ginger, garlic, vegetable oil. Palm, peanut, sesame, soy, and potato starch is what is in that oil. The crust is a wheat flour, and it contains wheat, soy, and sesame. So do be mindful if you have any allergies. Definitely pair it with a protein. Some non-frozen fresh items that I was able to get are a dozen eggs. Eggs are the perfect protein. While I always encourage you to purchase pasture-raised eggs, that might not always be within your budget, and that's okay. It is still better to eat whatever eggs you can get than to eliminate them from your diet. Eggs are full of brain healthy functioning minerals and vitamins like choline. Choline is essential for developing brains. It's so important if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're pregnant. It's so important for your babies if they're not allergic to eggs. If you are sensitive to eggs, I encourage you to look at duck eggs. And then the other item I got is bacon. Bacon makes a really satiating breakfast. You can wrap this around the spring rolls I purchased to add a little more protein. Is it the best protein on the planet? Absolutely not. But when it came to fresh protein and what my 99-cent store offered, there wasn't very many options outside of the eggs and the bacon, and there was a lot of sandwich meats. Now, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about bacon. You can leave it, double up on the eggs, or purchase some sandwich meat instead. I thought this was really good. Again, I'm gonna bake all of this and make it for the week, and it's gonna go great into a stir fry. It's gonna go good with some eggs. You could wrap it around the spring rolls. You could save the bacon grease to cook with as well if you need something because you don't have butter or olive oil or avocado oil to use. Now, my main carbohydrate of choice is going to be rice. I did a whole video on my Instagram explaining, is white rice or brown rice better? Eat the rice that you enjoy paired with protein and vegetables and fat. It's okay to eat white rice. The nutritional difference between brown and white rice is very, very minuscule. I got white rice because I enjoy it more and it was what was available, and nutritionally I think it's a 3 to 5 gram variance when it comes down to protein, fiber. 5 gram variance for a half cup of rice is very small. We're talking like it's not enough to make a difference. Eat the rice you want. Eat the rice that's available. Now I got some canned goods to go with everything. Canned goods are a great option if you're on a budget. Typically, I prefer going to Kroger's or Whole Foods or Costco for canned goods because you can find more high quality canned goods at a reasonable price that can also be on sale when you buy in bulk. So I picked up some beans. These are Ortega black beans. They're original. You could buy a bag of beans, but the only ones I saw were pinto beans, and we prefer black beans if we're gonna eat beans. We don't eat beans too often, but when we do, we prefer black beans, and typically I would prefer the dry ones because then I can soak them properly to help rid the beans of some of the lectins that can cause digestive issues. Canned beans, if that's all that's available and in your budget, go ahead and get them. It's prepared black beans, water, and less than 2% of salt and calcium chloride. Darkest chunk light tuna in water. Typically, I would like my tuna to be a little fattier and in olive oil or avocado oil. In water is good. Also, when it comes down to tuna, I typically preferred wild caught, sustainably caught. But again, when you're in a budget, we're talking like get what you can get. This is gonna offer you some variety in protein. You can make a tuna salad with the eggs. You can make a tuna salad on its own. You can mix it in with the rice and make yourself some sushi. Final thing I got was some tomato sauce. These are all of the items that I picked up from the 99-cent only store based on the week I went and what was available. I hope it gives you some ideas. I spent about $15 total after tax, and I'm now gonna show you how I pair all this together and cook it. I always like to start off by making the rice because it takes the longest and anything that needs to be baked in the oven. You always want to rinse your rice until the water comes out clear, and then I'm setting the oven to 350 so that I can bake my bacon. While I'm cooking everything in one evening, this is not recommended or necessary. You can definitely break up the food and plan it out for the entire week. And if you have to feed multiple people, I suggest you do that so that the food is always fresh and hot, ready to go. Now I'm wrapping a couple of the spring rolls in bacon and then the rest without, and I'm popping that in the air fryer for a few minutes. And this is what it looks like. Always check the temperature of the meats that you cook to make sure it's cooked all the way through, and you can always Google what the internal temperature should be. Bacon is looking good. Rice looks like it's almost about done. Just cooking some of the leftover raw bacon. This way I don't have to use any of the butter or avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil that I already had. I might use some salt and pepper and garlic seasoning that I had in the pantry. Now that the bacon is cooking, I'm gonna add in a little bit of the mixed vegetables. This was my absolute favorite dish I made, and I lined the pan with bacon. I did grease the pan a little bit as well with avocado oil, and then I blended up 3 eggs and poured it into the muffin mixture and added some veg. Oh, that was my favorite. And now I'm making a dipping sauce for the spring rolls. I just added a little maple syrup. I'm also serving it with some rice for some extra carbs and making sure that the meal is full and satiating so that it keeps me full as long as possible. Now I'm making my fried rice. I have the rice and veggies going first, and then I cracked 2 eggs in there, and this brought me back so many memories. So I'm just cooking up the rest of the food, and I'm going to show you what everything is and talk you through it now. Here's what I did with the tuna. I just threw it on top of some rice and some veggies from the frozen aisle. So good, lots of protein, lots of veg. Next up, we have a tomato fried rice with an egg in there, some veggies, and the tomato sauce. And then I have some bacon wrapped spring rolls to add a little bit of protein. This is more like a snack, I feel like, or if we are really on a budget, a meal. Now here's my egg fried rice. I used 2 eggs, rice, and the veggie mixture. Really reminds me of what my mom used to make me. And there was also some bacon in there. Then we've got bacon, 2 hard-boiled eggs, 2 fried eggs, some bacon. We've got some spring rolls, rice, and my tomato sauce that I mixed with some maple syrup, beans, bacon, and rice. A good combination, easy peasy. And then these were my favorite, the egg muffins. We've got veg, we've got bacon, we've got eggs, high in protein and delicious and satiating. Then we've got some rice, bacon, and veggie mixture. This is just to like give it a little more variety. And we've got some beans, bacon, and broccoli. This is also a really good high protein meal. And I had 3 eggs left over. You could fry this up and mix it up with all the leftover veg. I also had some tomato sauce left over, and I did have some rice left over as well.